Ladies and gentlemen, just like other groups that visited State House, yesterday it was the turn for the Kiambu County residents to also visit State House. And about 5,000 of them, actually slightly more than 5,000 people were in State House yesterday. I took my time to watch what was happening there from the beginning to the end. And ladies and gentlemen, during this function, I made a number of observations that I want to share with you here on this particular channel. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Omakwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, my number is always here for those who want to support the channel. Feel free to do so. Without much wasting of time, allow me to dive into the first observation of the yesterday's function between William Ruto and the Kiambu people. Number one, that is, Ruto has worn a different suit.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Kiambu hoye! Kiambu hoye! Ando aito moriega. Mwathani agosho. Ngai no mwega. Na hendesho de. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Na waomba tushirikiane. Na waomba tuungane. Tusikubali kugawanywa.
A suit that is now tactical. What do I mean a different suit? I mean the personality of President William Ruto in the last 2 years and the one that he has started wearing right now is different. When we had demonstrations in the country, when William Ruto was expected to say sorry to Kenyans who passed on, he called Kenyans criminals. When he was supposed to apologize to Kenyans and tell them that sorry for the shootings that occurred during the Sabasaba, instead, he ordered the police officers to shoot them at their legs.
Mutu kama huyo apigwe risasi miguu, aende hospitali, akienda kotini.
The same President Ruto could come out and call some people stupid. But now, William Ruto is using a different language.
Tafadhali, munisamee kama nimewakosea, lakini wacha nifanye.
And according to me, that is tactical. Because he has sat down and so that if he does that consistently for 2 years, then he's going to change the people's perception towards him. And indeed, people have started changing, some of them. So it is clear that as we speak today, William Ruto has worn a different suit, basically to attract support across the country. Imagine he even apologized. He was speaking with a lot of humility. Let me go to the second observation. My second observation, it is that money will play a critical role in 2027.
Arambe! Arambe! Nyinyi ndio mmesema? Ati ni ngapi? Tuendelee kufanya kazi.
If William Ruto is hosting 5,000 people as we speak today, assuming each one of them gets at least 2,000 shillings, that is about 10 million shillings minimum was spent yesterday. And I'm telling you, William Ruto at least every week will be hosting groups in State House until 2027. So imagine how much money will be used by that time. And apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak today, there are programs that are going on where people are moving across the country, being given money. Then in 2027 again, money will be spent in the campaigns. Money will be used immensely, and it's one of the major tactics of President William Ruto for 2027. And it's a clear sign to the opposition that they must come out with a way to counter the issue to do with money. How I wish they could all let Gachagua to deal with it just the way he did when William Ruto visited the Mount Kenya region. Another observation that I was able to make is this. Ruto understands the power of the church in Mount Kenya.
Bwana u sehemu rafiki yangu wewe, katika safari yangu twatembea na wewe, pamoja na wewe, pamoja na wewe, katika safari yangu twatembea na wewe, mali hapa siku ili niheshimiwe, yanani kutema shaka sawa sawa na wewe, niongoze safari mbele unichukue, mlango ni mwa mbinguni niingie na wewe, pamoja na wewe, pamoja na wewe, mlango ni mwa mbinguni niingie na wewe. Asanteni sana, tafadhali tuketi.
And he knows the only way he can be able to get to the people of Mount Kenya, one of them, it is through the church.
Munikubalie niunganishe Kenya yetu iwe moja. Kenya ikue moja vile neno la Mungu linatufundisha. Kwa sababu tukiungana tuwe kitu kimoja, Mungu atabariki nchi yetu.
And whenever he meets the people of Mount Kenya, he first reminds them that he was elected because of the will of God. He was bestowed the leadership of Kenya by God himself. And he's always showing the picture of humility and strong spiritually, which is a weakness to the congregants of various churches in Mount Kenya. So therefore, William Ruto is attracting again sympathy from the people of the church. Remember, he has been inviting church leaders to State House. And whenever now he meets the congregants, I know most of those people went to State House, go to various churches. He also portrays a picture of humility and always uses the message of showing how God has played a huge role in his life. A clear indication that he knows to get to the people of Mount Kenya's hearts. Also, churches are critical. Spiritual aspect is important. Another observation that I was able to make, it is the fact that Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto are not working together. I felt like if Uhuru Kenyatta is with William Ruto, as we speak today, William Ruto could have been somehow relaxed in the sense that he could not have gone ahead to insinuate to divide the Mount Kenya region again. Because he started with dividing Mount Kenya East and West. It failed. And actually, Gachagua demonstrated that when he went to the Meru tour. And now, he has come out to start dividing the Kikuyu nation. Mount Kenya now, we are having people saying that they are not in Mount Kenya. That is the Kiambu people now. They are going to be the people who are a region by their own.
We have been christened the people of Mount Kenya. Lakini hawa watu wa Kiambu, ile milima wanaona ni Gong Hills na Kilimambogo. Na wamesema wao, they are a region by themselves. Kiambu ni region mzima ikiwa peke yake. Kanatiguo. Tono tukanie kaunti ithathatu na citigikinyira andu aria me thiini wa Kiambu.
But William Ruto, I feel strongly that he couldn't have done that if Uhuru Kenyatta was with him. There is no way Uhuru Kenyatta can allow William Ruto to make such efforts to go and divide the Mount Kenya region, especially the Kikuyu land, where he wants to divide Kiambu and separate it from the rest, being the largest county, and being the county that the president of Kenya comes from. And also following that, when Uhuru Kenyatta was campaigning, it was immensely voted for by all people from the Mount Kenya region, in unison. So therefore, I feel strong that Uhuru Kenyatta is not working with President William Ruto because he could not have allowed such kind of a move, or maybe such sentiments. Ladies and gentlemen, now my next point is about the division of Mount Kenya. I've realized that William Ruto now is also planning again to divide Mount Kenya so that at least he can get some votes. So he wants to do what he calls specialization, where he wants to get a certain region and specialize there immensely to ensure that at least he gets maximum number of votes from that particular region. He's targeting at least 2 million votes. I'm suspecting that. Ladies and gentlemen, last time, despite Uhuru Kenyatta coming from Kiambu County, William Ruto topped there. And think he learned from that kind of a perception, and he saw that there's a weakness in Kiambu County and it's a place he can bank on. According to me, he's now of course planning to divide Mount Kenya basically to divert the conversations so that people can forget some of the things that have happened before. But secondly, it's also to try to destabilize the Mount Kenya region so that at least in 2027, he can be able to succeed to get a number of votes from there. Basically, he's using the divide and rule tactic of President Arap Moi. What I can post here to you is that, do you think William Ruto will succeed to divide Mount Kenya? According to me, I feel that it is impossible having Rigathi Gachagua present. But of course, on the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, can be able to share with me. Another observation I'm able to make is this. As we speak today, Gachagua is a big problem to President William Ruto. He could not end that meeting without justifying the reason as to why he literally is not working with Rigathi Gachagua.
Kama mtu mumempatia kazi na ameshindwa, si aende akiendanga? Ama namna gani?
He was trying to insinuate Rigathi Gachagua alishindwa kazi. So he could not get out of that meeting without justifying his reasons for impeaching Rigathi Gachagua. He had to try his best to ensure that at least he's imparting some sense on how he could not proceed with the Rigathi Gachagua and instead prefer Kithure Kindiki. That is one of the observations I made from there. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the observations that I was able to make from there. But now, there are some conclusions that I could make after following the entire program that was in State House. Number one, the division of Mount Kenya is impossible. It's impossible in the sense that the people of Mount Kenya know that their power lies with their unity. That's the first conclusion I was able to make from there. Number two conclusion is this. Uhuru Kenyatta will be forced at some point to come out and join Rigathi Gachagua. People are expecting him to actually, personally, even expect Uhuru Kenyatta to keep off active politics and let Rigathi Gachagua do the work. But at some point, he's going to be forced to come out to ensure that he protects also the interest of Kenyans and more especially that of Mount Kenya. Because the way William Ruto is moving, he's likely again to start dividing the Mount Kenya people. Ladies and gentlemen, Uhuru Kenyatta does not also want to go through the same shame by allowing the Kiambu County where he comes from to also lead in voting for President William Ruto. So therefore, at some point, Uhuru Kenyatta might come out to engage on active politics. Lastly, my conclusion is that also the allies of President William Ruto are in trouble. If they are going to fall into the trap of attempting to divide Mount Kenya, like Kimani Ichung'wah, the way he was pushing for it, some other members of parliament pushing for the division of Mount Kenya, separating Kiambu from the rest of the Mount Kenya region, those leaders are in trouble. Whether they like it or not, in 2027 they are going home and wait for the comeback of Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know what is your take, but in the comment section, feel free to share with me on what you think about William Ruto's efforts as far as the Mount Kenya, especially the Kiambu people, is concerned. See you next time for more videos.